Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Bam Bam Raw TV. I'm Bam Bam, aka the 411 Giant. Hey, hit that like button. I want y'all to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know when my next video coming out. On this episode, we're going to talk about a guy named Fila. Fila he was allegedly part of a group of bank robbers called the Clown Posse, or something similar to that, because they wore clown masks when they went in and did the robbery, doing the bank robberies and everything. And they had a screen. They had a screen of robbers back and forth and back and forth. One of his co-defendants I had met up in Lockdown, Marion later on, which is Bo Napa from Baltimore. But Feli, skinny, cool, always fresh, New York style. He always gonna be on the fresh thing. Whatever he got, he gonna make it fresh. He gonna be on. Didn't like to wear no prison clothes, but he always stayed fresh on his style. But he was always, so I just thought he was a little kid ripping and running, because he was always getting up and moving around. I'm like, man, this kid here got a lot of energy. But his big homie was Chuck. Chuck was the pretty much the top man in our unit from New York and everything. So that was his big homie. Chuck was well respected among the New York, but he was an older guy, and I was like in between. So me and him, we'll say hi and hey, what's going on, and hi bye and move on. So I was usually in the TV room around Fila, and Fila, very opinionated. Now you say what he mean, and he mean what he say, but he had a respect for his elders or whatever, and I think he considered me a little older than what I was because of some of the way I moved and the way that I was kind of came in, how I was doing with the as they call the car. So he seen that, and so I guess he give me a little respect from that. And we'll be in the TV room, and I know he'll be talking to people. People more around. He be opinionated. Then he may, if it's something with me, be like, hey, excuse me, Bam, this or that going on. He never really gave me that type of vibe, and I could tell he was about his business. But again, he was steady moving around. And I had a little homie came there named Trey One, which is actually a homie from the streets and going on. First time I had ever been around one, so I was thrilled to death. And him and Fila, they like kind of they met and they latched in, and I didn't know they were both so opinionated. I'm like, God, man, this finna crash. But they had a thing where they were so opinionated with each other, but they respected each other. And I'm sitting here thinking something finna happen, ready to jump up and break it up. And then they'll end up and start laughing at each other, and then they'll go on and move on. I know, because Trey One is very, very, very. I mean, he had been cutting people's throats all over the system, so I know he was about his business, and I definitely felt like Fila was about his business and everything. So they got together and they going on. So they kind of brought me in the fold going on, and we started moving and shaking. We started getting cool and cooler. Fila, I started watching what Fila was doing. I wasn't trying to see where he's putting his knives or nothing like that. I was just trying to be aware, why he keep moving like this here. So when I adapted. See, when I see something and I see it work, and then I adapt that thing and I add it to what I already got going on. I added to my toolbox. So I seen that he was always going around. Then he'll go holler. Sometimes he'll go holler at Chuck. And I seen when something was going on, he'll go up there and put his people on. He'll put Chuck on. So I realized that Fila was a watcher. And I started utilizing that and becoming a watcher. And if you got a car and you in the federal penitentiary, place full of a bunch of killers and people with nothing to lose and a lot of anger, if you ain't got no watcher, then your car is in constant jeopardy of getting caught up in somebody else's bull crap. And so that's the thing about watching and observing. And Fila used to do that. He used to go around watching, observe, and he'd see what's going on in the unit. And so if you'll pay attention, if I come in the unit, hypothetically, if I come in the unit and I see some dudes over there, some Aryan brothers over there packing up and getting their stuff together or grouping up and talking, and some dirty white boys over here doing the same thing on the other side, and they staying away from each other, then it's a good chance that they finna clash with each other. And I don't want to be there getting no coffee at the commissary. I don't want me to be there. I don't want my people to be there if when that clash happen, because they gonna get caught up in it one way or the other. They gonna get locked down until this investigation is over, and all. It's gonna be a lot of unnecessary. So you stay away from. You see stuff before it happens, and you make sure you keep your people out of the way because you know it's finna go down. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he was a watcher, and I started being a watcher. I started paying attention to what was going on, how people was moving. I paid attention. I seen someone going to bring a son gun in the unit with a toolbox, get him skunk drunk. He drinking lightning, he get skunk drunk, boom. As soon as he gets skunk drunk, toolbox disappear. Now all the screwdrivers going out the toolbox. And this son going laying in the shower drunk as a skunk going on. What they gonna do? They can't do nothing but take him to the hole for being drunk and shake down for the screwdrivers. Now somebody been armed real good over that little situation. So anyway, so you watch all that there. You watch what things, you know what I'm saying? Anything that's gonna be used against you, you want to make sure that you have an idea of where it went to and who may have these particular things. Now, Fila and I had got real cool. Me, him, and Trayvon, we got real cool down there. And that's again, I realized he was a lot smarter. As hyper as he was a lot smarter than what I was. He didn't get into nothing. But whatever he planned, he was always making finding new spots and everything. So Fila, one incident I remember in particular, because two guys come in. Two guys come in from New York. They had a guy had come there, stocky guy, probably about 5'6", 5'7", muscle bound going on. He had come in there, but he was a big boy. He had money, but he was paying folks to go to the commissary for him and everything. He was having money sent, everything, in like whole 2 weeks. He would never leave out the unit. He would never leave out. They was trying everything. They was telling him, from what I get, they was telling him, hey, come down here. New York want to holler at you. New York want to holler at you. He wouldn't come down there. So finally, two men from New York come in, who I knew them well. They come in, boom, they come in, they looking for him. They went up in his room looking for him. He wasn't in his room. So now they came through and they caught him. They caught him coming down from the water, where you get your water, hot water. So when they caught him, one got him trapped this way, one got him trapped this way. So he ran for the smallest one. The smallest one, when he ran, the smallest one hit one of them New York cats with them razors. The smallest one hit him right across there. He pushed the small one out the way. I thought he had knocked him out the way and got on by. But that time when he came running down the steps, his chest, because he was so stocky, his chest looked like two hamburger buns that been open. They were laid open right in the middle. So he tried to run down that way. The other came around, got him again. The other stabbed him, bam. The other hit him with the razor. Steady saying, check in. They steady punishing him. Finally, he broke by and he ran into the police office. In the police office, the police seen all the blood. But at that time, me and Fila, we got the mop, because we was artists at that time. We got the mop, so we hurry up trying to get up all the blood. We trying to get up all the blood because we trying to go to see The Matrix. The Matrix had just came out, and they had a movie theater down at USP Leavenworth, and we had our popcorn and everything. Me and Fila was getting up there. We been getting that blood, trying to get that blood up, so that we could go down the movie. But I said that to say this: if the dudes had not been from New York, Fila would have still did that. I seen Fila. He would, if you drop something or you waste wine, or if you waste wine before you can get out to try to clean it up, he gonna be cleaning up. If the police chasing somebody and they throw a knife somewhere, Fila gonna take it and dispose of. He not gonna I like that. He's not gonna, but he himself, he don't really, you don't see him getting into too much. Now I again met Fila at the most disruptive, out of order penitentiary that I had ever been to in the system, and that was USP Hazleton in West Virginia. So when I get there, Fila seen that I was there and everything, but he called me in, give me a care package, then he take me down to his unit. And I told him, man, I don't go in them units, man. The only way I go in another unit is I'm going to punish somebody. He's like, no, man, we got this. He's like this, So I trust him. We went in, we talked, and going on. He put me down with how everything was moving, who was doing this here, how they was moving here, what car was moving this way, how the homeboys moving. And he told me the homeboys that I ended up later on having to deal with. He was like, man, they ain't, I fool with this one, I fool with them, but them there, that one there, and that one there. Ain't right, home. You gonna see it yourself, but you just observe it. But they ain't right, and I'm letting you know. Keep your head down, cause a dude like you, they'll try to cross you off the compound, cause they know you ain't going for that. All right, I kept my head up, and he turned out to be 100% true about that. So, like I said, and then as we got tired, I had told him that I had met his co-defendant, Bo Neppa, up in wet lockdown Marion. And that's when he had told me that his co-defendant Bo Neppa had caught a body in bloody Beaumont. And like I said, I was sorry to hear that going on. So now I end up getting in my situation and going to the hole. Later on, about 3 months into the hole, he comes in the hole. So he come in the hole. He find out what range I was on. So we got him to move him over there on the range. And he moved on the range, and he was talking to me back and forth, telling me what was going on. They got him bad on a murder. You know what I'm saying? So they was trying to give him a murder on the situation, and he said, he just let me know they had him bad on it and everything like that. He said, but they was messing with his mail, and he couldn't contact his folks, his mom or whatever going on. So I got his mom and stuff, and got everybody, let him know that he was all right going on and everything. They ended up transferring him to another spot in order to keep him as a holding place. You know what I'm saying? They probably like a diesel therapy type thing when they just move you around. But Fila is another one of the good men. There's so many men that deserve honorable mention. And I'm trying to holler about some because he deserved honorable mention. A lot of other homeboys and a lot of other men that not exactly from my plate, they deserve honorable mention because they were solid when I met them. And they were solid all the way through. You know what I'm saying? So they are legends in their own right, whether people recognize it or not. I consider them legends. And that's about Fila. I thank you again. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you know my next video coming out.